My name's Jimmy.
What's up, you guys? Here's my review for Captain America, the First Avenger. Now, this movie is about a man named Steve Rogers, who's played by none other than Chris Evans, who we previously known as the Human Torch. But Steve, he's very patriotic. He wants to really serve his country, but no one will accept him. Not just because of his health problems, also because he's a very small man. I mean, he's so small that it looks like a child can beat him up. And really, Steve, you know, how patriotic he is. It's something you don't really see in this age when it comes to the military. They're like, hey, we'll pay for your college. Like, no, I don't want to die. But he then partakes in this super soldier program, which tries to create men, making them into super soldiers, and him being the perfect candidate. He becomes Captain America. And at one point of the movie, they're almost like, okay, what do we do with him now? Guys, let's make him into a propaganda for the military. And he's pretty much like their little mascot for a while. And he eventually wants to be a part of the action. And he just goes into it without even asking. Pretty much going against what they asked of him. And that's when he officially becomes Captain America. Which, in this movie, he faces none other than the villain who is the leader of Hydra, known as the Red Skull, who's played by none other than Hugo Weaving, which we know from the Matrix series, or Megatron. But this movie, I have to say, first off, I did not have high expectations. I mean, I was excited for this movie, but I did not give any high expectations. They actually did pretty good on the acting. I mean, knowing Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, it was just kind of weird. He was never even close on the list. I'm not saying he's a bad actor. It's just that someone I was expecting. Because I was like thanking people who have actual military backgrounds. But I have to say he did really good with the character. And Hugo Weaving, you know, he has convinced me that he is the Red Skull after watching this movie. I have to say. I mean, you can have your own opinion about him, but I have to say he played the character well. It was kind of cool seeing Tommy Lee Jones in a different Marvel franchise, because technically Men in Black is Marvel owned. But, you know, it was kind of cool seeing Tommy in this movie. You know, we saw some other Marvel characters that I was aware of before this movie, like there's Dum Dum Dugan, Howard Stark. I mean, there's even the scientist that Red Skull is with in most of the movie. I always forget his name. I mean, you can leave a comment and tell me his name just to correct me. But I have to say, really good acting. I really like the costume designs that they chose. I have to say, you know, at one point, at a small part of the movie, Cap has like something closely resembling his classic outfit, which it's got the little wings poking out from the side. Which I guess that was kind of paying homage to the older Captain America. But he eventually gets his own full-on costume, which I actually like. I actually did like it. But I was like really wanting to see something like World War II Cap from the Ultimate Universe, which if you have seen the anime film Ultimate Avengers, you have an idea of what I'm talking about. But if you don't, It's more of a military type costume. Uh, he does have like a helmet, but it's like a military style helmet. And he has like a normal shield instead of his regular circular vibranium shield that he has. But even though it didn't have that, it was really cool to see it. And they kind of did bring that ultimate World War II when he finally goes into action. But it was interesting to see Howard Stark in this movie. Ever since that first trailer, like Mr. Stark, I was like, what? Howard? And in this movie, he's kind of like portrayed. He's almost like Tony. I mean, I have to say, I guess it was their choice because this is supposed to be a younger version of Howard. Because he's got that little childness that Tony had in the first movie or two, depending on who you are. But all in all, I thought this was a really great movie. I mean, I really did enjoy it, but I wouldn't say I loved it because I didn't give it any high expectations. I was just excited for this because I was totally familiar with the character. And not only that, it was the movie right before the Avengers. And after the credits, and not only did we get that post-credit scene, but we got to see like the very first small trailer for the Avengers. But I would have to give Captain America, the First Avenger, a 4 out of 5. Reason being, I just didn't give it high expectations, so I wouldn't say I was disappointed. I wouldn't expect more out of it than I should have. And plus, I got into this more than I did the first Thor film. To be honest, that the first Thor, it kind of bored me through most of the movie. Anything that didn't have action in the first Thor was boring. Just being honest. But let me know your thoughts on the movie itself down below. And also check back in a couple days when I will do my review for The Winter Soldier. So I'll have it up by Sunday, the very earliest. And my name is Jimmy. And until next time, bye. America.